Yes. You're being famous.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Have a safe journey.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. You too. Bye, Malcolm. Bye, Loretta. En route from Guernsey to Alderney. With great regret, I didn't want to leave Guernsey, but it looks as though the week ahead is not very promising, and if I'm to get back for July the 2nd, then I need to make the move now. Tomorrow they're forecasting rather more wind than I would have wanted, but it is from the southwest, and it seems to be sort of 5, but they're talking about 6 later. I think 4 to 5 to be exact. But at the moment, I've got the Jenny up and motoring. I got a lightish southeasterly wind. It was horrible leaving Guernsey, but it was horrible leaving Guernsey also because Rona and I are not going home together. But anyway, as time goes on, I'm trying to support Hugh at the moment with his loss of Jill, knowing exactly what he's going through, and I try and ring him most days, and I can genuinely empathise, which I think is helpful. I'm thinking of all the support I had from people, which is really good. At the moment, blue sky, quite a bit of cloud around, but it's good going anyway. I've arrived in Alderney. I was quite surprised when I turned into the wind and found it was quite blowy actually from the southwest, but came up the race, and again I picked up a buoy because in case the weather deteriorates such that I need to stay here for longer term. It's a lovely evening now. One or two other boats on the buoys we've just picked up, Lovely sunshine evening, but the forecast tomorrow is Thames, Dover, White, Portland is variable 2 to 4, I think it was, becoming southwest 4 to 5, occasionally 6 later. Visibility good, but thundery showers, and visibility poor occasionally. I guess that's in the showers. I'm really hoping to get back before the 6 blows, but the 6 was in Portland, so if I can get across. The trouble is we're quite borderline between Portland and White where we are, so I could well be spending time in the Portland area. Anyway, I've prayed about it, and here I am. The Lord's let me come, so I trust in Him for my journey back tomorrow. I've tidied things up inside the boat, put the cockpit covers away, they've dried out nicely. I've got ropes here drying, and I'm going to make myself some dinner now and try and get a nice early night and leave at some earthly hour in the morning, something like 4 in the morning. I was up at 3:30 this morning, and just pulling out of Alderney I decided to do things like put the main up before leaving, and it's now in fact 4:30, but we are underway. Left about 4:25 to do the channel crossing, and just praying for the right wind conditions and thunder conditions. I can see the Capsular Arg light, and of course the Alderney light, Kinard Point, and the leading lights are just coming out of line now, coming out of Alderney. A fishing boat came out when I left, so that was quite handy because I could carry on doing things on board and just follow him out rather easily. Very dull and overcast this morning, unfortunately, but at the moment I'm sheltered by the island for the wind. I've got the main up, got one tuck in the main and ready for the Genoa to go up. Now 5:30. No, it's 6:30, sorry. Just done the log, going along quite nicely, and coming up to the shipping lanes now. So running the gauntlet of the first shipping lane. The sea is quite sloppy. The swell has picked up quite a lot on what it was, but going very well, all things. Looking across there at the bows of a rather big ship. Just now, according to AIS, our closest point of approach was 0.00 miles. I was not happy at that. Anyway, as I went in to double check, I prayed about it, and it has changed course. So the nearest point of approach now is between 0.4 and 0.5 of a mile. But I am looking bows on at it at the moment. I think he's going to go behind me, actually. Very nice of him. Great big thing to change course. I had forgotten how to operate the electronic bearing line, the EBL, on the radar. So back to the old method of having the using a handheld compass. I've just accidentally come across how to operate the EBL. Goodness. So use that and use that. I did find just now the AIS on the radio so useful. 2 ships very, very close. But AIS showed them change course. Just hoisted the yellow quarantine flag really early because I so often forget to fly it. Well, it's either main or Genoa, not both, because the wind is completely aft. We are making good progress though. There's white horses. You know, the other countries call them white caps. I know the Americans do. I don't know what they say in Australia, but but I think White Caps is more suitable. I don't know, it seems to be a better name. Anyway, making good progress. A little bit of sunshine earlier, which unfortunately has gone, but it's still not raining and there's been no thunder yet, so that's wonderful. Now anchored off Goathorn, and not as sheltered from the wind as I wanted to be, but it's quite a strong southwest wind. I certainly recorded a gust of 25 knots as I was coming down the main channel, but it's nice to be here. Did record time, I think, back to Old Harry. I think it might have been just on or just short of the 10 hours from letting go of the buoy in Alderney, so that was very pleasing, very good. Quite a fairground ride though for all that, so nice to be here. Got to consider how to get back to the mooring and all the wind soon, but that's another thing. At least I'm here in Poole Harbour, anchored, and I will just be checking that we're not dragging.